Hey everybody, in today's video we're going to start looking at doing the keel portion of the ship. We're going to probably get into doing some of the whale bars that run across, or rub rails, whichever you want to call them, and probably a few other things. So if you want to see that and more, make sure you stay tuned. Hello BSC family, and welcome back to my bench. So today we actually got the captain's quarters and stuff like that. The balcony's all built and painted. So if you haven't seen that yet, go back, check that out, either before this video and come back to this one, or check it out afterwards. But yeah, we got this all done, and I also have a video, I think it's out. I made a copy of one of these because one was missing, so I did a little tutorial on how I did that. So again, you can go check that out. I'll leave them up here in the corner for you to check out, maybe the whole playlist or something along that line. But anyways, you'll be able to see that. So we got that done. So now we're going to be moving into the keel portion, or the false keel, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it. But anyways, on this keel portion, it's going to go right along here, right? And then of course all the way down, and then the up the back of the stern post, right? So we got these pre-cut pieces. We're going to fit these into here, which looks like they actually fit pretty good already, but we're going to fine-tune them. And then this one here locks into here as well. And then from there we got to continue running on down the line all the way across, and then up the stern post, right? So we're going to get those done. And then there's also some whale bars here. I'll bring up the PDF for you. So here, as you can see, we've got that front piece here, and then it shows over here this other portion that I showed you. But then we've got to run all the way across, right? And then if you look over here to the right, you got the part that runs up the stern post where your rudder and everything's going to attach. All right, so we've got to get those done. Then you've got these, what do you want them? Whale bars, rub rails, whichever. But they go from bow to stern. So you got one up here at the higher portion, right? You got one just underneath the cannon and drain ports, and then one that goes right across where the lower deck is, right? And that's going to have to get fitted and notched in certain areas to make sure that the captain's quarters can still go on. So we'll get that fitted in, and we're going to fit them into that portion of the keel. So at that point there, if we get those done, maybe we'll get into this here piece. I'm not sure what you call it. It's kind of part of the bowsprit, but it's where the netting and all that stuff goes. Like the safety nets and stuff, and it's probably a bit of the bowsprit support, and that there will go on the front, right? So we'll get that built. I don't know if it wants us to install it right away, but we'll get that, probably get that built, and then we'll see from there, because then from that point we're going to start putting on all these little decorations around the cannon ports, a couple extra bars and supports and the ladders on the sides, and we're going to get into the good stuff now, right? And then once that stuff done, it looks like we're going to get into putting that piece on the front, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, I'm going to start fitting this stuff up here. This here, they're calling for black walnut. Now this ship is going to get completely painted, and I've opted to use a different wood, just so I can save this black walnut if I want to use it on a different ship, or change something out so I can have nice wood on something, right? Why use a nice black walnut and paint it when I could just use like a regular lime wood or something like that and put that on there, and paint over it, and you know, not losing out on more expensive wood, right? And of course, going up the stern post is the same thing. It's a black walnut. Now this stuff here is a it's like an MDF, so it's a dyed MDF. So really, painting these is no big deal. It's not like it's an expensive wood or anything like that. So, and of course you couldn't see any of that. So like I was saying, this piece here, 08, and piece 09 over here on the left, yeah, those are the ones I was just talking about. So yeah, painting those are not a big deal, but I don't want to paint black walnut all along the keel and up the stern post, right? So we're going to go back to the other screen now. So yeah, like I said, these two pieces here, this is just a MDF laser cut. You know, it's, who cares if you paint them. So I'm gonna get going on that. I'm gonna get these all fitted up real nice. Probably get them glued together and glued on once I got them fitted properly. Then we're gonna look into doing those rub rails. So I'll get that stuff done. Big thanks to OcCre for sending me this ship so I can build it for you guys. And yeah, go check them out. The link for them are down in the description. Maybe there's a ship you want to build, or you know, a nice little workstation like this here. I've got videos for that. You can go check them out in my channel there. Yeah, so big thanks to them. Go check them out. And yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. Hit that like button if you're liking these types of videos. Give me a follow on my Instagram and my Facebook group. Links for them are down in the description. So with all that, I'm going to get to work on this. I'll come back. I'll show you when I've got this stuff done. Then we can start figuring out these rub rails. I'll see you in a few. Okay, everybody. Well, so I got a whole bunch done. I did. I really did. Anyways, we were working on the keel. Right, that's what I was going to do. As you can see here, let's move this out of the way a bit. And we'll take this. Now, as you can see here on the side, or on the bow here, you can see that I got those two pieces fitted. Then I went along and did the keel, right, and the stern post, right? So let's zoom in a little bit here for you. So like I said, I didn't use the walnut. I just used the like a different type of wood so that I wasn't wasting walnut, right? Got the stern post in, and as you can see here, it just stops right at the rudder. Now I may have to file that a little bit, not a big deal. Carved in what I needed to carve in at the end here, the way it's supposed to be. And for you eagle-eye viewers, you may notice that I started doing I've done all the rub rails, whale boards, whatever you want to call them. It does go right from the front, right from the bow on this lowest one. Goes all the way along. Goes right along the edge here, where the floor would be, and comes back. Then there's a wider one up top here, as you can see here. Comes all the way along, stops right at the bow, and then this one here also starts right at the forward bulkhead, comes along, and goes all the way back. Now they give you a measurement for this end here, right? Give you a measurement for this and this end over here, but they do not give you a measurement for anything along here. So if you're building this, I just went with what was pleasing to the eye, and for me, I went 10 millimeter down from the very top here, right? Now, same thing with this one. They don't give you a measurement anywhere, right? The only spots you have to reference from is where the captain's quarters notches in. This should be at the very bottom of it. And then along here, right at the bottom of the drain holes is where it should be. And then at the front here, right at the bow, I put the bottom of this rail at the bottom of the deck plank, right? So you got this piece of plywood that you glued in and planked. I went to the bottom of it, okay? Now as far as this one, down here, you do have the hole that's in this keel piece, right? So that's got to go there, and you've got to follow the center of your floor, all right? So as long as you follow the center of the floor, you know, you should be good. Just make it pleasing to the eye. But again, there is no measurement for anything here. Okay. So I've started putting the rest of my nails in. And you gotta put nails in here, right? I don't know if you guys can see that at all. A little whitewashed, but anyway, you can kind of see I put the nails in there. Let's go this way. You got the nails in those whale boards and putting them on this one, right? And this one here I'm going to pin. I'll cut the heads off the nails and drill the holes. Now I've also done the other side, obviously. And again, working on the rest of the nails, the rivets, whatever you want to call them. You know. Okay. Still working my way up on them and everything else. Everything from here up in this area, right, all the way over to here. And even some of this here, anything above your floor, all right, I've got to cut the nails shorter, so they're only about 2.5, maybe 3 millimeter at most, right? Otherwise you're going to punch through the inside, and you don't want to do that. So you've got this small little wall here, right, that's above the deck. As you can see, you've got this whole section right here, all the way up, well, up to here, and then a certain section here up, and then this section up, right? And of course, if you, well, you're not going to have anything at the back because the captain's quarters headpiece is there. So, but anyways, that's where we're at on that. Now, where's the other piece? Oh, right here. Now I started working on this as well, and again, like I said, this is part of the bowsprit and stuff. Let's bring this whole thing over this time. All right, so this is going to end up right here. Let's see if you can move this a little more. Yeah, so that's going to end up right there. So don't break it, which I've already done once. So yeah, that's going to sit right in there like so. All right, should look pretty good. All right. Yeah, so when you're building this piece, let me show you here. When you're building this piece here, there is a pretty good gap, so they are quite loose. I tried to make them sit flat down, and then I pushed them forward against the face of this cut, not this cut. So there's a gap on this side, right? So I did them all like that. This one here is 2 pieces, so you have to kind of, mine are actually a little crooked, at least one is. This one here is kind of bent backwards like that, but they are straight this way, right? They're straight this way, the way they need to be. Yeah, they're just loose. You're just gonna have to take your time with it, and we'll go from there. Now, when I was sanding this and cleaning up the laser cut part here, this MDF piece, I dropped it, but you know, your reaction time, you try to catch things. Well, I tried to catch it. It was on my, fell to my lap, but it was going to the floor, and I tried to catch it, and I snapped this piece off right here. You can actually see where I kind of glued it here, right at this joint. So yeah, be careful with these things. The plywood is a little more durable. You can still break them, but they're still a little more durable. But this piece here broke right there. And of course that's right where one of the joints are for this. So yeah. So yeah, be careful when you're doing that. So next, if we take a look at the PDF, yeah, I've got this stuff here done, right? As you can see, my mouse is acting up. Okay, so I've got all this done. I got these boards all put on. So now I'm going to start working on these uprights right here. There's two here, and a little lower down they show the forward one here, right here. All right, so I want to start working on them, get those on, and once those are on, I'll probably start doing these ladder steps here on the side. There's a bunch on obviously the port side, and then, or no, the starboard side, sorry. And then there is a few on the port side. Once we get those on, I think we can actually move on to the medallions. So depending on what I do here, how long this takes to put all these pieces on, I don't know if I'll get to the metal medallion pieces, like these little door trims or whatever, cannon port trims, whatever you want to call them. I don't know if I'll get to them in this video. I'll check to see how long this video is already. But anyways, yeah, so probably glue the doors in if I haven't yet. No, I have not, so I'll glue them in, and we'll go from there. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. That's what I'm going to try and get done, is those 4 or 6. I may do the front ones as well, but we'll try and get those six bars, ribs, whatever you want to call them. Try and get those done. Get the doors glued on. Yeah, we'll go from there. I don't know if I'll get to the medallions, but if you're liking what's going on here, make sure you hit that like button for me. Please, definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. Make sure that all notifications are turned on so you don't miss out on anything. And if you want to give me a follow on my Facebook group and my Instagram, links for them are down in the description. I like posting pictures there of everything that's been going on, either with the model shelves that have been built and unpacking of models that have been almost 30 years ago, to the stuff that I'm doing with the ship. So go check them out, and yeah, if you want a ship like this, go check out the link below for OcCre, because they sent me this to build for you. So I'm going to get back on this, and I'll see you in a minute.